I just wasted 3 minutes and 45 seconds of my life. So, welcome to my first album review. No one asked for this, but I felt like doing it. So, basically, I know this guy who online goes by Trilooky. I introduced him to this music website known as BandLab. He makes this. And this album that I'm about to review is a month old, and I'm still shocked about how bad it is. Somehow, it's not even close to his worst album, though. Today, we'll be covering Panopticon, the debut album by Trilooky. Now, Panopticon is it's something. It really isn't that creative. There's nothing special about it. It's dull because it's the same thing for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. That's somehow labeled as an album. But basically, when you're gonna listen to primitive Trilooky, like primitive, like real early Trilooky, you're gonna get one thing in common: loudness and drum beats for 30 seconds. He barely ventured out of a minute in length, and this album is the main project where he just doesn't do anything. It's just six songs of 30 seconds each. What the fuck? It's 6 songs that are usually 30 seconds each of a drum beat. That's it. It's just a drum beat. Okay, so let's talk about it. The first track, New Project. He didn't even name the first track. It's just called New Project. And what is New Project? So first off, it's 16 seconds long, and it's just a drum beat. There's nothing added onto it. It's just a simple drum beat made in a drum machine. It's 16 seconds long. That's it. We're going on to the next track. That's all I can say. Okay. But anyways, on to the second track. Wallahi. Spelled horribly. It's spelled like this right here. But I'm just going to be calling it Wallahi, because I'm pretty sure that's what he meant to spell. What is Wallahi? It's a version, it's basically New Project, but with makeup put on it. What do I mean by that? It's a step up from New Project, but it's essentially the same thing. It's like 30 seconds of a little tom action, and then loud drums. Not loud and like an aggressive. The drums aren't really aggressive. It's just that you put a guitar amp on it for it to be extremely loud. And it's that for like 31 seconds, something like that. And it just ends. And then let's go on to the next track now. Sun 2. Now you might be asking, hey Thatcher, where's Sun 1? We'll get to that. But Sun 2, it's a lot more aggressive of a drum beat. It's something like that. And it has the same guitar amp on the drums that makes it very loud. But the thing is that it's like the same drums for the entire song. At least that's how I remember it from listening to it like 10 minutes ago. That's the thing. I literally just listened to this album just to get a recap, and I can't remember a single thing. But anyways, let's go on to what I think is Sun 1. So yeah, Sun 2 comes before Sun 1. That's how it works. And basically, Sun 1 is pretty much the same thing. You're going to get the same thing. But it has that drum beat that's something about it. It's just a little different. No, it isn't. It's the same. It's just as annoying. It's just as loud. But one thing's different. A Ultra Kill soundbite is played at the end. At least what I think is an Ultra Kill soundbite. I don't play Ultra Kill. Casey does. Or I mean Trilooky does. Yeah, that's it. It's basically the same as the other two tracks that I just talked about. But the fact that there's an Ultra Kill soundbite at the end. So cool. It's pretty cool, I know. Okay, on to the second to last track. The title track, Flesh Panopticon. And Flesh Panopticon's the longest song, with a shocking 1 minute and 1 second time. That's the longest song. It's 1 minute and 1 seconds. And basically, it's more tolerable. It's just a drum beat that loops for 1 minute and 1 second, but the guitar amp is not cranked as high as it is on other tracks. Therefore, it's a much more listenable track. So, that's one of the more favorable tracks on this album. And here we go to the ending track called Yes, which is the most likely song to ever be put on a playlist that isn't talking about the worst albums of all time or the worst tracks of all time. And the thing is that it's because Yes starts off with a little bit of distorted piano, and even though he was messing around, he did come up with some beautiful, or not beautiful, but pretty parts, and I'll give him that. But then the pretty parts stop at like 30 seconds, and it's just the remaining 19 seconds is just of the amen break drums, and it just loops until those drums stop, and that's the end of the album. As I said, the entirety of Flesh Panopticon is 3 minutes and 45 seconds. It's not a single, it's not one track, it's an entire 6-track album. So, in summary, Flesh Panopticon is dull. There's nothing special. It's annoying. Everything lumps together. It's extremely forgettable. And I need a good break from this album. In summary, it's dull, annoying, has no record. In summary, it's dull, it's boring, it's forgettable, has nothing special, barely brings anything new after the second track, and doesn't feel like an album. So, I would like to give this album a solid 2 out of 10. That's it. Bye.